Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 127. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host,
Mr. Dane Cody.
Mr. Dane Cody and I get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. Mostly video games and geekery, but, you know, sometimes we go off the rails and talk about stuff. Weird stuff. Fun stuff. Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Booze.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome, new listeners. If you're new, if you've never been here before, usually we start the show with what you've been playing. Get into some news and stuff. Public service announcements, our free-for-all section. And once in a while, we get random questions, or I'm not lazy and I ask for some. But of course, before any and all of that, we start with our BS section.
It's a good section.
I just made it up. Sometimes we just shoot the shit before we get into it. But actually, even before any of that, we get into our designated drinking section. Because you can't be a geekaholic without being an alcoholic, right, Dane?
You know it, buddy.
What are you drinking?
I poured in some Red Stag. And I'm kind of regretting it, actually.
What's that?
It's a cherry-flavored bourbon.
Never heard of it.
It's a little bit sweeter than I would have liked. I kind of like just grabbed a bottle and poured some stuff. And
this is like a sipping booze, right?
I think it would actually go better as a mixing. I'm drinking it
so
straight right now, and I'm kind of like...
That's why you're making the regret now?
Yeah. So, anyways, that's what I'm drinking right now. Like I said, it was kind of one of those things that was like, well, you know, maybe I chose poorly tonight. But hey, you can't win them all. So,
I am not drinking booze. But this episode is sponsored by Monster Energy Drink.
Oh.
Free with every can. Geekoholics Anonymous DLC. There's no DLC.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, when did this happen? Because, like, that sounds interesting.
No, it's just stupid Monster Energy Drink.
Fair enough, man.
It's on sale at the store. And
is this the one with the Assassin's Creed stuff?
Yeah, this is why I'm good. This is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Nowhere near me seems to sell the shit in the effing box. And if they're selling it in a box, they're selling just the old stock. Like, no one has, like, the AC stock.
Oh, I see.
And they get it. Like, I even asked the chick, I'm like, do you guys... Sorry, not chick, the lady, the woman working behind the counter.
The person behind the counter?
Yes. And she was awesome. And I'm like, I want 4 of these, but I need the box they come in because that's where the code is. And she's like, I haven't noticed them in a box. She's like, we can go have a look. And like, she like takes me back into the storeroom. And she's like, yes, yeah, we only have the old green ones, and these ones all came in on a flat. And when they come in a flat, they don't come with anything.
Oh, okay.
And to my knowledge, like, I went to the Monster website, and there's fuck all for info on their website. It just says that they've got Assassin's Creed and like sign up here to enter a contest. Right. But it doesn't say jack shit about look on specially marked boxes or on the cans or enter codes here. There's definitely nothing on the cans unless I'm an idiot. But, well, I am. But I don't think I'm missing something. And anyway, I noticed the picture of the box somewhere. I can't remember, maybe when I was searching on the internet to figure out what the F you even get with this stupid partnership. And I don't
you saw Assassin's Creed and you're like, I gotta buy it.
I drink Monster, and if I'm gonna get some free DLC for a game I'm gonna play, I'm gonna get me the free DLC.
Fair enough. I still got a bunch of Rockstars in my fridge waiting for Destiny to drop on PC, so
those are long gone. I drank all I haven't redeemed all the codes. The codes are worthless. Excuse me.
I still have a bunch from
I have like
the
4
ones
to
I drank
redeem,
at PAX.
They really don't. They just speaking of the Destiny Red Bull stuff, like I said, it's just dumb. You just get blue engrams. They're not
right.
I guess after the tizzy with the Red Bull stuff with the extra mission and Sparrow and people getting screwed out of the codes because that whole system was hacked.
Yeah, that was bullshit. I wonder who did that.
I think
Fucking
Destiny was
assholes.
like, yeah, we're not going to do that again. We'll just give out random loot boxes. Well, not
loot boxes.
Not loot boxes,
Oh, okay.
but blue engrams, which
Right.
really, by the time you can redeem them, they were just trash.
No. Well, that's too bad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe you can get a exotic or legendary out of them, but I sure as hell didn't.
Well, we'll find out. We'll see what happens.
I'll redeem some more. Yeah, man, that's like less than a week from now.
Yeah, man. Isn't that next Friday?
No,
No,
Tuesday.
it's next Wednesday. No, you're right. It is next Tuesday. Hallelujah, baby Jesus.
I'm like, yeah, I'm always right, man. Tuesday, 24th.
Always right.
Speaking of which, if you have gotten it on PC, if you've purchased it digitally already, I think you can preload now in the Blizzard launcher.
I don't think you're right because I was just looking at it and I haven't seen it on there.
Or no,
preload?
maybe it's Thursday.
I think it's coming up,
Yeah, sorry.
but
I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Probably by the time you listen to this, I think you can start preloading. The funny thing is if you buy this game digital, it's just a code in a box.
really? That's hilarious.
Apparently. And it goes live Tuesday the 24th at 10 a.m.
Wow.
So after maintenance. So there's no playing it early 9 p.m. on Monday night or even playing it at midnight on Monday. It's 10 a.m.
Huh. Okay.
So, yeah.
Too bad
I
I'm going to be working at 10 a.m.
Yeah, so will I. I got mine from Amazon.
I just bought mine through their store.
So I will get it. Well, I was going to buy it through their store, but it's full price, and the copy I got from Amazon was $49 Canadian. That's like the whole reason I bought Gran Turismo. When we get to that, I bought Gran Turismo. I probably wouldn't have bought it, but I got it for $49.
Yeah. We'll
I
talk
don't know,
about
like, I
that in a
haven't-
bit, but you might have, well, for the type of player you are, I don't know if you maybe overpaid.
I don't think the game's for me. I can tell you that now.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I said, like, on a few podcasts ago, I was saying, like, man, I'm getting a weird feeling about that game, and I have a sneaky suspicion that it is not the game that a lot of people think it is. And so far, it looks like that's turning out to be true. But we can talk about that in a few minutes.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I can't remember now.
We're talking about crappy stuff you can get in boxes that get you in-game stuff.
Yeah.
And then you were all like, I got 40% off at Amazon, and that's why I ordered it that way.
I don't know why they were so cheap. I think it was like a glitch with their E3 pre-order system because, like, I got Battlefront pre-ordered.
Mm-hmm.
I got, like, Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, like Kingdom Hearts. I just pre-ordered like everything that was coming out.
That's hilarious.
Because I was able to get it all for like $49. I'm like, well, if I want it or don't want it, some of the stuff, I know I want God of War and Battlefront and Red Dead Redemption 2. Like Kingdom Hearts, I don't know, but
right,
you know, to satisfy my curiosity for $50, sure as hell beats $79 plus tax.
Yeah.
It's a pretty huge difference. It's like almost $40.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Trying to think if anything crazy game related happened to me this weekend. Not really. It was a pretty busy weekend. It was over as fast as it started.
Oh, I know.
I can't believe it's already
I did
middle of the week.
I did get a little bit of streaming in on Sunday, so
Yeah, I saw you. The message went out. I wasn't anywhere near my computer. Otherwise, I was going to come in and bug you again.
yeah, no, it was good. I had a good Battlechasers stream. We streamed the 5th dungeon, so it was good. I mean, I guess that's what I've been playing. If anybody's wondering, played a lot more Battlechasers this weekend. I will say they dropped a big fat old patch.
I saw the patch. It was pretty big. I guess we can just get into what you've been playing.
Yeah.
Dane, what have you been playing?
I don't know, Rick. What have I been playing? They dropped a huge patch. Changed a lot of stuff, actually.
quality of life stuff, or just
yeah,
bugs and shit?
I mean, for example, they've increased some of the gold that you get when you're in the dungeons. They decreased some of the prices from vendors. They increased. They've actually changed the experience curve, because a lot of people were finding like kind of the middle part of the game could be a little bit grindy, which was kind of what I was mentioning a little bit. So after that patch, gamer. I've definitely noticed that some really good stuff. Like I was pretty impressed with, they're taking a lot of what people are saying. They put it to heart. It's a huge patch. I was on
huge Battlechasers Night War patch makes it less grindy and more difficult.
Yeah.
More experience, more money, more fun.
Yep, pretty much all of that. So yeah, like I said, I sat down and I played through the 5th dungeon, and it was pretty touch and go. I'm not gonna lie. There's a few enemies in that dungeon that was not easy. I came up against one enemy that puts doom on my party. And I don't know how many turns exactly. It's like 1 or 2 turns, and then your character dies. Like 100% of their health just disappears. Yeah. It's kind of like Death Touch or whatever you might have had in like a Final Fantasy type game.
Yeah.
Similar idea. So I had pretty much that entire battle. At one point, I had one character alive, and my other 2 were dead, and I was using revives to try and get them back alive, and... Yeah, no, it was a little... I actually thought I was going to wipe at one point in that dungeon, so... but I managed to get through it, and I beat the boss, and that was also one of the tougher boss battles that I've had in that game as well. It was a lot of fun, though.
This is a huge patch.
Oh, yeah, I'm not kidding when I said, like, it was a monster patch. It's huge. It changes so much stuff. And a lot of it for the better, like
no doubt,
like stuff
way better.
That was just like, yep, I'm really glad they did that. So, it was really good. I will continue to play that. I think I'm upwards of 30 hours now in that game. So, yeah, I mean, what more can I say that already hasn't been said about it? I'm loving it. It is really solid.
I'm kind of glad that I'm waiting on it. I think it's going to be even better by the time I get around to it.
I'm super curious, like, how the Switch one's going to turn out. I'm kind of on the fence because I know I've got a Kickstarter version for the Switch version if I want, and obviously I've been playing it on PC.
I feel like I'd be playing it if I had it on Switch.
I also have a bunch of the digital stuff that I'm kind of holding out for when I get it on Switch. Like in-game items and things that I got because I was a backer.
That you can redeem.
Yeah, but I haven't redeemed any of them because I'm waiting for the Switch version. So, but yeah, no, the only thing I'm a little bit worried about is kind of like what you mentioned before on the PS4 is some of the load times. Because I'm playing it on my PC, that's so fast. Like
they might, because they take a while on PS4 even. Oh man, I could imagine them being terrible on the Switch.
They might not be too bad though, because the Switch has got all internal like solid state memory though, so it might actually be a lot faster. I don't know. That's kind of the only
Stardew
thing.
Valley's pretty bad.
Oh, is it? That's
well, at least the saving,
right?
I don't know. I imagine that's also loading the events and what's happening the next day as well. So I imagine it's a combination save/load.
Right. So yeah, so that's kind of my only sort of drawback. And also, obviously, if I do finish it on PC, then I can't New Game Plus it on my Switch. Because there is a New Game Plus aspect of that game that seems pretty robust, actually. So now I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. We'll see. I really want to play it on my Switch, but at the same time, I don't know, because I put so much time into it on my PC and New Game Plus, and who knows, maybe my Switch version will end up being given away or something. I don't know. We'll see.
They're a novelty.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
it would be nice if it came out sooner than later.
Yeah, it would be nice. Apparently, they're waiting on an issue with the Unity engine on the Switch. And it's kind of up to Unity at this point, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
So they're waiting on that.
Well,
and there's not really anything they can do about it. So,
speaking of battles,
yes,
I just launched a war myself.
Nice.
I got Shadow of War on PC.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why did I get it on PC, you ask?
Because that's what they gave it to you on?
No.
Oh, okay.
WB doesn't even answer my emails. To be honest, this is getting a little bit behind the curtain. And we got pretty good relationships with most of the publishers.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't, we're a smaller outlet. Sometimes they get lots of copies and they're like, we'll throw these guys a bone.
Right.
And then, some publishers, WB, they just don't even respond to your freaking emails. I don't know where they come. I don't know where they come off with that attitude. Bethesda would be like, "Oh yeah, hey Rico, sorry, we don't have enough copies to provide you. If anything changes, we'll let you know." Even if they're lying through their teeth, they're polite. Takes 2 seconds to do a cookie cutter email.
Fair enough.
We get stuff from Nintendo once in a while, not all the time. We get stuff from Microsoft, whatever.
Yeah.
We got Battlechasers. We get not tons, but it
helps because, let's be honest, doing what we do, I will admit, gets really expensive if you got to buy everything all the time.
Luckily, a lot of the big titles we would be buying anyway. How it kind of works out, but some of the fringe stuff that we're more curious about, we might skip. Right?
Totally.
But yeah, I emailed them, and they, like I said, they didn't even freaking reply.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're the only one that's like that. Everyone else has time for us, regardless of how big or little we are. And I don't know. I think that's weird. It's just not very polite. So
some places are better at it when you're smaller than others.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because they're Hollywood or what, but just
I don't know, because I had a horrible experience with a company that I will actually not even name here at PAX, just because they felt that we weren't big enough. And essentially, when I walked up, and they were a hardware manufacturer, but
I would have.
They walked up
not to do that,
and I was curious about their new lineup. I'd talked to those guys before, not that person specifically, and they'd been great. And the guy that I talked to is just he could not give less of a shit about talking to me at all. He was terrible.
Yeah, well, those are the same outlets that just pay influencers to make videos to promote their shit, right? So
yeah, so
you're not that. They don't care.
No,
and they don't care for real media either. So anyway, going off the rails there. So I got Shadow of War on PC. Why did I get it? Because I got it cheap.
Sweet.
That's why I got it on PC. So
very nice.
I was split on whether to get it on PS4 or Xbox. And then I heard people saying it's not the best looking game, and that the PC version looks better because of higher textures and this and that.
Yeah,
PCs are damn good. We've been over this. So it was cheap, and I'm like, fuck it. I like the last game. So literally, I barely played any Destiny the last 2 weeks. I'm maybe halfway through Shadow of War. I've been playing a decent amount. So off the top, if you've never played the first game or this type of game,
right.
It's Lord of the Rings fanfic to the extreme. They kind of go off the rails with changing characters and attributes of the world. It's has really nothing to do with Lord of the Rings or Hobbit or any of that stuff, but it is the Tolkien world. It's Sauron. It's
right.
That big battle, but just I guess an alternate or a sequel or prequel or side story. I can't even really figure it out. But anyway, you play as Talion,
right?
And you are possessed. You're not really possessed. You're bound to a wraith, Celebrimbor. I think that's how you say it. It's really fucked up.
Same guy from the first game, right?
Yeah, it's the same guy from the first game, and he's an elf who actually made all the rings.
Right.
He's the ring maker.
Right.
He made the One Ring. He made the rings that all the human kings had that corrupted them into the ring wraiths that they ended up becoming. And in this game, he makes the new ring. The game opens up with them making a new ring to take on Sauron.
Right.
I can't even remember the ending in the last game, to be honest. But it's open world, combo based, like third person game. Basically, it's like a rhythm fighter almost.
Right. It's kind of like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. No. It's Batman combat. If you've played any of the Batman games,
I was gonna say it's like Assassin's Creed cross with Batman combat, but
yes. Okay. Yeah. In terms of movement.
Yeah.
But not even. It's like AC on steroids because you can move very fast and like leap over buildings or climb them super fast. Like movement is very quick. So you start out with some of your powers. They don't do like a storyline thing like with Metroid where they just strip you of all your powers. But you don't have a lot of them.
Interesting.
A lot of the main one, like, so you don't walk into this like the super powerful god you were at the end of the first game,
right?
But you still have most of the abilities, some of the major ones, and then as you level up, you re-add them. Maybe I missed the part in the story why you don't have them all.
I thought
you do kind of
like, give your ring away or something at the or something stupid. Like I haven't played it, so and I didn't beat the first one, but
doesn't happen right away. But you lose the ring.
Oh, right. It just falls out of your pocket.
Yeah, there's a hole in your pocket.
Is that the one that like
Golem's there?
Golem gets?
He snags it. No, Golem's not there. None of this happened. We're just not fucking around. But basically, yeah, the first act is you getting it back. And you're in Minas. What's the name of the city? I don't know.
Minas Tirith or whatever.
That sounds about right. Fucked up human city getting an attack. It's under siege by the Aurochs and the Orcs and the trolls and all the other fucking pieces of shit. Whatever.
All right.
Sorry, there's so much Tolkien like names and lore and stuff. I'm not going to be able to keep it straight. So
right.
But yeah, it's a cool game. If you like the last one, it's more of the last game. I'd say the story is a lot better. The environments are a lot more varied. I feel like the environments in the first game were very samey by the time you got to the end of the game.
Right.
But I think it all took place in just in Mordor. So it was all just wrecked and ugly, and there was no nice cities and different stuff. And there's a lot more like NPCs, like computer characters. Like there's soldiers and stuff in this game, like roaming around fighting. Which like I don't remember there being. I don't think there's anything but orcs in the last game, except for maybe in story missions, but. I have Alzheimer's. That was 4 years ago. I can't freaking remember.
Right.
I do remember that it is really fun killing freaking orcs. And they get that right in this game. So
yeah. The Nemesis system has always been like interesting in that.
So before I talk about the Nemesis system for people who have no idea what it is, the combat is like combo based, right? So you build up your might meter, and then you can initiate like instant moves, like an instant execution. Or instant drain. You can drain the orcs or the enemies for life when you're getting low on life because there's no health packs. There's no regenerating health. You also build up like your the elven. What do they call it? I can't remember the name of it, but you got like a crazy power move that basically the Wraith Celebrimbor comes out and you're just like. You're one-shotting like enemies.
Okay, fair enough.
Slows down time. You do crazy. You can chain executions nonstop, and literally you can probably kill like 20 or 30 orcs in like no time. It's like your nuke, your super, and it builds up as you kill, and it takes a while, right?
Right.
But it's rhythm. Like your slash. Oh, guy gets knocked down. Do a ground execution. Slash. Oh, a guy runs up behind you. He tries to hit you. There's an indicator that flashes over his head. You counter him, and then you stun him, knock him into the ground, try and execute him. Go back to the other guy, start fighting him. multiple guys trying to attack you, you can do like a dual counter, and the Wraith, like, it's kind of cool because the Wraith will come out of you and deal with like the second enemy.
Oh, nice.
The combat is so cool. It feels so awesome when you're doing well.
Right.
Because you're fighting like 10 guys.
And you feel like a total badass.
Yeah, you're just effing them up.
Right.
You're murdering guys left, right, and center. You're building up your might. You pull off an execution. You turn around, you execute another guy. You stun a guy, and he's frozen, and you go into this like super rapid attack, and he dies, and then you freaking pull off your super move, or you pull out your bow and you can do like an explosion with your bow.
Right.
It's got a little bit of ranged combat. You can jump, like if you're jumping off buildings, you can freeze time while you're in the air, slow motion, and like arrow guys explode. Like there's these pots lying around, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Almost red barrels, but not quite. that you can explode, set guys on fire, and so forth.
Okay.
You can stealth around, that's my favorite, is stealthing around and executing people. You can brutalize guys. There's so many like intricacies on top of all the systems. Like when you're in stealth, there's like 3 or 4 things you can do in stealth. When you're using your bow, there's 3 or 4 things you can do with your bow. When you're just straight up comboing guys, you can vault over them, or you can stun them, and so forth. Depending on the enemies, your escape options or counters change as well, because it's different for the enemy types you're fighting too, right? Because some enemies are giant trolls, and you can't just jump over a troll. He's like 10 feet tall or 12 feet tall, right? Mm-hmm. So you slide through their legs and hit them from behind. And anyway, these are the basic enemies, and the whole premise of this game is there's captain orcs or uruks or trolls or whatever. And this is where this game shines, and this is what the gets into the Nemesis system, which they had in the last game, which a lot of people were like ranting and raving how awesome it is. And it's a cool system. Basically, there's a hierarchy through the enemy army. You've got lower tier captains, and then you get up to your middle, high, and then like basically warlords. And in between all these enemies, they have different relationships. Some of them are fighting with each other. Some of them are bodyguards to higher captains and or the warlords. And when you run into these guys, usually it has really cool cutscenes. Sometimes they sneak up on you because there's actually, I believe there's some new orc types. Because there's assassin orcs that will randomly just come into the battle and get in your face and like, "Oi, I'm gonna kill you today and use your arms as, swords," and whatever. They're talking trash with their freaking hilarious, like, British accents. Yeah, they're like, it's like you're fighting some freaking dude, hoonigan or hooligan in the freaking Irish pub or something, and they're just talking major trash. And it's so entertaining. And then basically you get into a fight with them, but they're like a higher tier enemy. Just button mashing usually doesn't work with them, and they have strengths and weaknesses. They enrage depending on if you do different stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
And you don't know their weaknesses, but there's certain enemies. What are they called?
I don't know.
Can't remember their goddamn names, but there's certain orcs that you can dominate.
Oh, right. Those are like using higher end ones or whatever.
Yeah, using the Bright Lord Celebrimbor's wraith powers. Basically, you kind of go into a spectral plane, and your character like grabs a troll or an enemy or orc or whatever by the face, and he's like, "You will bow to me," and then you basically learn secrets from them, and you learn who the captains are, their weaknesses, and so forth. So when you go up against them, this guy's got a mortal weakness. If you set him on fire, he'll just die.
Ooh.
If you sneak up on this guy in stealth, he will just die.
Nice.
And or this guy's scared of this captain. So if you're rolling in a crew and you have that captain as part of your crew dominated,
right?
I'll get to this a little later because it's a little later because you can't do this right away. That guy will be terrified, which will make him weaker and make him susceptible to attacks. But then they're also like, they're strong against stuff, right? So some guys are arrow proof, so you can't shoot them. Some guys are stealth proof. They're like execute proof, so you can't use your execute moves on them. And then you have to, you either have to navigate around them, attack them from behind, or freeze them, and or use the environment by blowing stuff up. And you got to figure out. So they're just
So there's
Just mash,
it's
mash,
almost
mash,
like a
counter,
little
just-
puzzle to try and beat some of them.
And mash, mash, mash just doesn't work on them. Button
Right.
mashing doesn't work. Whereas with the normal enemies, you can pretty much button mash and counter. It's not that easy as you get farther along, obviously. But so anyway, when you kill this guy, he's dead. Whatever. Early in the game, you can't dominate them. So like, I'm in the second act now, which is there's 4 acts. So I'm gonna guess I'm closer to halfway now through the game.
To be fair, I've heard that game.
I've heard it gets very grindy,
very
at the end.
long,
and that there's like 2 endings and like a true ending, and this is the problem with the loot box system or whatever. But
yeah,
I'll get to that. I'm not that far, so I can't say.
Fair enough.
I haven't even bothered buying any crates because I don't see any point. Because I just got to the point where I'm starting to build my army,
right?
So it doesn't seem like it's even worthwhile yet.
I haven't heard that there's much point, and I've heard that you get so much in-game currency.
It seems kind of pointless.
That there isn't any reason why you would ever need to actually spend real money on them.
So, yeah, like, or you can dominate them,
right?
And then they join your army, and then you build your army. And the point of the game where I'm building up a crew to assault the stronghold or the fort or the castle in that area, and I guess that's what's going to end the act I'm in and move into the next one. And basically, as you capture captains, you can set one as a bodyguard who will like come save your ass, or like you can hit a button on your controller and basically he'll just appear and be fighting with you. This crew has they have certain abilities depending on the captains, which will help you take down these castles. Or forts,
right?
Or warlords. I haven't done that yet, so I can't really speak to how that works exactly. But it seems kind of cool.
I hear that if you don't spend some time setting it up real well, so that you've got guys on the inside and spies and
it can be a lot
various
easier.
things like that. I've heard that it can be
That's
pretty
how the first
difficult.
game worked. But it seems like they've advanced the system quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny if a captain kills you,
he gets promoted.
He gets promoted. He gets more powerful. He levels up, and potentially he will upgrade from like being a regular to like an epic orc, or like eventually I think they can become legendary as well. So you can kind of even play the system by getting killed by guys or killing guys or setting guys up to become more powerful so that you can, because you get loot from killing them, right? You get gear,
right? It's
like cloak, armor, your bow, your stealth, your dagger, and your sword. And then there's also the ring, but right now I don't know if there's different rings. I don't think so. Maybe it just gets different abilities as you get along farther. But yeah, like for example, I was fighting an orc and he kicked my fucking ass, and it was because I screwed up. When you're fighting any enemy, when you get your life drained from you, you don't die instantly. You're put into like a fail state, quick time kind of event. The enemy's like, oh, this is gonna be fun bashing in your brains, and they like lift up their club and they're coming to swing and smash your head in and finish you off.
Right.
But you get an opportunity if you hit the right button with the right timing. You escape.
Oh, okay, so you could live to fight another day.
Counter them. Well, you don't escape. You counter them, and you're right back in battle.
Oh,
you regain some of your health, but you're still pretty weak, so it's still a pretty scary state to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you can get into that state twice with a captain.
Okay.
It's weird, because I swear I've only been in it. I think I've been in that state in other instances only once, and I failed. But the last time I was fighting someone, it happened twice. Because I was just in a shitty... This is where the game can suck. Is like you get into a position where, yeah, you're taking on 10 guys, no problem. But then when you get into a couple captains around you and a bunch of guys, sometimes it's so hard to do anything because there's so many guys attacking you at once. It gets very annoying or difficult to counter. And then you're trying to move around the environment to like manipulate where they're coming from. And it's like sometimes you just get caught up in the environment, and it's like, god damn,
Yeah.
I'm not fighting the fucking orcs, I'm fighting the ground that I'm fighting them at.
That little like rock
that stupid fucking box that he doesn't want to climb over,
totally.
and I can't get around him, and I can't roll through them because there's 30 of them in the fucking way. That can be kind of annoying. But I guess this one guy killed me, and he grabbed my sword and he broke it.
Oh wow, you had one of those experiences.
He broke my fucking, it wasn't legendary, but it was an epic sword. It was like a pretty good weapon.
Right.
And he fucking smashed, this little toy, smash. He just like cracked it in half.
Well,
broke it over his knee.
Bye toy.
And then he became blah, 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 the sword breaker. So now he leveled up. And then also, like, so if a guy kills you, you get like a limited vendetta or revenge mission, which is basically just go after him and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But you will get better gear. So had he not broken my sword, whatever gear he was going to drop before may have potentially moved up a rarity class or just become better. So in this instance, I killed him, got my sword back, and actually my sword was a little bit better.
Oh, okay. Fun. Did you get... I've heard that you can get, like, sometimes you end up with a quest to, like, reforge it or whatever. Did you get that, or? I
haven't seen that, or maybe it was the quest to go after him, that's what it was. I don't know, but I got my sword back.
Oh, okay.
It was better, so I don't know. I can't remember. But, like, you can upgrade your gear, too. Your gear will have challenges on it, certain gear.
Right.
I think it's the epic and higher. So if you get a sword, it's, like, 32 damage. And then it'll have like a get 3 stealth kill or get executions, 3 executions, and then it's like, oh, you can upgrade the sword, and then it gets a bump in damage, and it might get a new ability like regain more health on hit type thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The legendary stuff, like I've got a legendary armor set, 2 pieces of it, and I think I have a legendary dagger as well, but I don't know how I got them. If they were random, if they're part of the story. But their perks all revolve around level 20 orcs, like dominating certain orc types. So I haven't been able to dominate one that high because I think I'm only level 18 right now. Maybe 19.
Okay.
But when I can dominate them, that stuff right now, I think it's only like level 6 or 7. But it'll go up to like level 20 gear. And it'll get some extra stuff. So... That seems like the legendary gear like just can level with you all the way to the end game, or maybe that one tops out at 20. I don't know because I haven't done that yet.
Right,
but it's kind of neat. There's so many fucking levels of shit. Like there's the gear leveling, the gear challenges, and then there's obviously the whole nemesis system, dominating and manipulating the orcs against each other. I haven't, like I said, I haven't taken down this fort yet, so I'm not too far in. Figuring out how that all works with my army, because I've just literally I think I have like 5 or 6 captains now.
Right.
I've just been going on a dominating streak.
Okay.
And I'm having a lot of fun. It's a pretty cool game. The story is to me, people have been poo-pooing the story, but from what I remember from the first game, I feel like this one's a lot better.
Interesting.
It is.
Okay.
It is nonsensical. It's like none of it, it's like I said, it's like Tolkien fanfic, because none of this stuff happened. It's not from a book, right?
Yeah.
They're just in the universe, and it seems like a pretty interesting, neat story.
Fair enough.
It is pretty badass. Like, I can't get over how awesome a bad guy Sauron is, and I really feel like the thing I really like about this game is he's in them, and you see how awesome or how evil he is.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see... He's not in the movies near enough as he deserved to be.
Yeah, you also got to remember that you're essentially playing a video game based on what's more or less fan fiction, too.
Yes, it's true. It's just in the books. He's the big bad guy.
He is, and to be fair, they don't even really get into it in the books that much to really tell you, like, how much of an a-hole he is. If you start reading some of the like side books and stuff, they get a lot more into it.
Like I've had a couple like mini like boss battles so far, and I've like fought ring wraiths. They're cool fights, man, and they're just such cool enemies.
Yeah, I mean they're they're a weird. It's a unique world, that's for sure.
It's a cool world. I really like it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm having a lot of fun, and it's gory as hell. You're chopping guys' heads off. You're executing guys in such brutal like. I think if it wasn't orcs and you were killing humans, I think this game would probably be like an adult only, or like above mature.
Yeah,
I think the only reason they get away with this like level of violence is it's not humans; they're just stupid monsters. But like, it's pretty gory.
You're
like,
probably not wrong.
Like,
I mean,
not like really gory, but like, I don't like. It's not like stab guy dead. It's like stab you in the freaking stomach, stab you in the bottom of your chin through the top of your head, and then slice your throat and throw you to the side. Like, it's not like it's like brutal executions,
right?
And it's pretty awesome though.
That's funny.
It's a pretty cool game. I can feel a lot of the sameness from the first game because I did put a lot of time in the first game.
Right.
So I think that's like my only complaint is that they've added some stuff, but I don't know if they've added enough stuff. Because I feel like I'm going to get to a point where I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'm good now. Especially if that last act, like everyone's saying, gets very grindy. I might just...
Definitely heard that.
I keep hearing it. I've seen it everywhere all over the internet, and I keep hearing it on other podcasts. So it's like, I don't know if it is as bad as what they say. I might not even deal because, you know, we're going to have Assassin's Creed and Mario and Destiny next week. So, but
yeah,
I've already probably
brutal.
I want to say I probably put already 20 hours. So, you know, if I leave it, I'm not going to be too upset because I've put in a decent amount of time in it and I've enjoyed it. So,
no, that's fair. That's fair.
It's a cool game. I almost kind of wish I never played the first game because I feel like it would be so much like even more amazing had I not played the first game.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, because they took all the systems in the first game and like
it's the first game with some
jacked them up, right? So
and then the stupid loot box system,
but it sounds like if you don't really want to get into that, like you don't need to.
That's why that's where you don't need to get into it. But then it's like, is that why the game is so grindy at the end? Because you need experience boosts? Because you need better orcs to make it less grindy? Like, does the last act of this game fall apart because of the way they adjusted the loot table because of their stupid chests? Like,
right?
Would we be having this discussion? Like, yeah, you don't have to spend money, but like if the game's 15, 20 hours longer than it needs to be and become such a ridiculous treadmill because they're like, oh, okay, well then these guys are they're gonna turn around, they're gonna go buy chests.
I mean, I feel like games like that though, I don't know, there's two sides of that coin, right? There's the people that are gonna burn through it in 4 days and they're gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe that game was so short.
Yeah,
because they just spent like
this game seems ginormous to
me. 80 hours in as quickly as they can, and they're gonna burn through it. And then there's other people that like me who an 80-hour game, like there's no way I'm ever gonna see the end of that. It's just it's not gonna happen.
Like, if
it's
it
insane.
is 80 hours with all this other stuff coming out, and it's only 80 hours when it should only be 40 or 50 because the experience curve is so bad because they are incentivizing you to buy a loot chest. And yeah, you can get lots of them for free.
Mm-hmm.
But like, the paid one's going to be better. I don't know. I'm sure someone's going to do a video on the internet. It's like, here's 50 free chests. I got fuck all. Here's 50 paid chests. I got fucking everything. I'm almost 110% positive there's going to be a video like that soon. That's the scary thing. That's what makes that system suck.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about loot boxes in a bit, but I think that it's been sort of blown out of proportion in that particular game.
Yeah, I haven't gotten apart
because I don't know. I think with it especially, it sounds like you don't need to do that.
No, you don't. But
yeah,
is the game drawn out when you choose not to do it? That's not cool either.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a situation where they tried to do that to get more replayability so people mess with the systems and have more fun, or is that more of just they sort of stumbled upon when it came to the length, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Some people are going to look at the length of the game and go, oh my God, that's amazing. I can play it over and over. This is wonderful.
Yeah, it's going to last forever.
Yeah. And for some people, that's huge. Like, they feel like they totally get their value out of it, et cetera, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is what it is. But
yeah, it is what it is.
yeah.
But it's a cool game. I kind of wish I didn't play the first one, because then it would be even more like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Fair enough.
Gran Turismo Sport, we talked about earlier. I got it on a price. I don't know if it was a price error or just what the fuck Amazon was doing, but I got it for $50.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured, there's VR in it, so I'm going to get it because of that. Because why not, right?
Right.
I have not played the VR.
No.
I've barely played the game. I got it yesterday or the day before. I started doing driver school.
Yep.
There are some instances where that game looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's instances in that game looks like, this looks really dated.
Yeah.
And it's the backgrounds. And I kind of talked about that before when I played it at E3. I don't think I really talked about it from our PAX experience, because we just played VR there.
They didn't have GT Sport there. They were only showing.
No, they had the non-VR version there. They had 2 VR kiosks and 2 non-VR.
Oh, right. The VR got all fucked up for me. Yeah, okay, I remember this now.
So, yeah, the VR, looks... We talked about it. The fidelity's less. It's VR, right?
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm excited to check that out in having the full game now, but I didn't get a chance to do it. All I did was basically driving school. Started the driving school, did like 6 or 7 of the lessons, got gold in them all. I haven't even done like a proper race.
So... As I understand, as somebody who's a very big Gran Turismo fan, I had a weird feeling about that game leading up to it, and now that it's here, and I'm hearing what a lot of other people that are playing it and have to say about it, it sounds a lot more like my fears were realized, I guess. So as I understand it, this Gran Turismo Sport, there's a reason they didn't call it Gran Turismo 7, because it is not a Gran Turismo in the classic sense of Gran Turismo games. This game was built in conjunction with the FIA, which is the governing body of several different racing leagues, such as Formula One and Rally, and the list goes on and on. There's sports car racing. FIA is the guys that govern the Le Mans. It's a huge governing body, and what they've essentially done is they've partnered with Gran Turismo, in this particular case, Polyphony, to create a game that you actually can play and get an FIA driver's license for use in the real world if you were to so choose. And the whole kind of idea of this is to actually have... So it's set up it's set up as if you were almost going to a real racetrack. So when you go to a real racetrack, as I learned earlier this year when I went karting, you have chunks of time where you race during this time, and then other people race, and then you race again, and so on and so forth. And it actually looks like they've done a very similar thing. So how once you've got your license and stuff like that works is there's 3 tracks a day, and it's every 20 minutes you can queue up to race on a track. And while you're waiting to queue up, you can actually do qualifying laps if you want, and it will actually, at the end, the person with the fastest qualifying lap will actually be in the pole position, like in a real race.
Oh, wow. See, I haven't even uncovered any of that shit, because I just started the school. I saw in the main menu.
Yeah.
There was arcade, there's career, and there's like a million.
So that's the thing. Like, career is a little bit not what you would think the classic Gran Turismo is, because normally, you start with a shitty car.
Story mode or whatever.
Yeah, you start with a shitty car, build your way up, get your C license, your B license, your A license, etc. That's not in this game. This game is literally all about teaching you how to drive and how to race, and then putting you out there in real races. And that's the thing, is like you have like,
now, there's the different licenses.
oh yeah, no, there are. But my point is that those are sort of in place so that you're racing against other people with the same licenses or similar licenses.
Yeah, I haven't completed the school, so I can't really tell you how any of this stuff is.
Yeah, and apparently
you're just this is all secondhand, right? Like, 'cause
this, yes, I have not played
it
it yet, and the thing is like, as somebody on one hand, this all, from what I've like heard and what I've watched, it all seems super cool, but not for me. Like, I love
it's
cars.
It's definitely compared to like Forza 3 Horizon, or even like some of the Forza games, I kind of feel like, okay, where's the excitement there? This is not amazing. Oh, this looks really, holy shit, this car looks photorealistic.
Totally.
This place looks like PS2 graphics. Well,
Yeah.
not quite that bad, but like,
Yeah, no, I've
like,
heard
this
there's some sections.
this doesn't match the amazing visuals of this freaking car model that looks freaking realistic. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like not kidding you. It's like, that's not video game. That's video game.
I know.
But it looks like crazy. And then you get like the back. It's like they put all the effort in the cars, which makes sense, obviously. But
and apparently they drive really good. One of the things that I'm really interested in is they've essentially set up seasons, and there's actually going to be championship races.
Yeah.
And the whole idea here is that, like, but they're very much on a specific date. So apparently I know in November there's going to be like a championship race.
So you have to level up and qualify if you're going to be part of this.
Totally.
And it's like only the best racers are going to be in it.
I'm not playing, so I'm curious to find out how this is. But this to me seems like it's being set up as a really hardcore racing esport.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That they're looking at a way that they can actually, because that's the thing, right? These people, like, these are people that are working with the FIA to actually create essentially a legit esport racing league, and that's essentially what they've built here with Gran Turismo Sport.
I can neither,
and I'm not hardcore enough for that, is my problem.
Yeah, it seemed
like I really want to buy this and I really want to play it, but I'm more worried that I'm going to spend 3 hours in it and then I'm going to go, holy shit, this game is so not for me.
Yeah, I can neither confirm or deny anything that you've just said. I will have to play more. I just basically want to say I got it and started playing it.
Yeah, no,
I
for
can
sure.
I can kind of tell from what I played that it's probably not for me. Because, like, to be honest, in Horizon, like, I found the fun right away. Like, I was having fun right away, and I started playing this, and it's like, besides it looking amazing at some points, I was like, kind of like, at others, and then I was like, well, I'm in school. This is like work. I'm not having fun right now.
See, and if you're like a huge petrol head and really into racing, like, I can totally see
if you're
that
all about
could be
the
your
racing
jam.
line and the perfect freaking, route through a track, then yeah, absolutely. So anyway,
so
I will play more. I want to play more of the VR. I want to see hopefully if the VR is a little more weighty, or if that's, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I
look forward to hearing more for sure.
So you put something on the outline here.
I put a couple things.
Yeah, Warframe. What brought you to play Warframe? I think I played that at the PS4 launch.
So did I. I downloaded it on the PC.
It's free to play.
It is free to play. What piqued my interest actually was, I don't remember if it was somewhere that I read it or if it was somewhere that I heard it on a different podcast.
About a big change or big patch or something.
But I had heard somewhere along the line that it was essentially Destiny with space ninjas.
Yeah, I heard something like that.
And I was like, it kind of piqued my interest. I've just kind of started out. I'm just still sort of playing through some of the more tutorial type missions. I've done about 4 missions. I'm playing it on PC this time, so mouse and keyboard versus controller. Game looks really pretty. Still, I'm actually really impressed. But yeah,
it looks cool on PS4 when it launched.
They've changed a lot since I played it on PS4. Like, the entire beginning of that game is completely different than it was, for the better, in my opinion. The one thing I will say so far, and this is a problem that I've had with some bigger aspiration type games, like MMOs tend to have this problem, I find, and that is they throw a ton of different systems at you, and they don't necessarily do a great job of explaining all of them.
That's how I felt when it came out on PS4. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, what I should be doing, but there's so many icons and so many areas and so many menus, and I'm just like, ah!
So to be fair, they've definitely done a better job than they did on the PS4. Because I felt like once you finish the first like 2 or 3 missions on the PS4, they pretty much were just like, all right, here's a fucking map, go do missions and do shit and work it out. In this, they've sort of looped the story into the beginning a little bit more, and they're slowly kind of opening up, like, oh yeah, you've got to go do this mission and get this thing, and then when you do that, that will unlock this thing that you can now use to, build weapons and build stuff, and you need a blueprint, and and it's really cool. And I'm not
third person or first person.
It's third person.
Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember.
But I'm not gonna lie, the traversal and stuff in that game is fucking dope, man. You are literally a space ninja. I've got the character that I'm playing has a sword and a machine gun, and
I love how you say that.
And you can run up walls, you can double jump, you do this cool flip in the air when you do the second jump, so you jump up in the air, and then at the height you can hit it again and you do this cool flip, and then you can like hook onto ledges, you can stealth kill dudes. There's kind of a system in the game where some of the missions you can stealth it up if you want, or you don't have to. It's totally up to you. The maps are open enough that you can kind of sneak through them. There's like open grates and ways that you can ambush guys, or if you wanted to play super stealth, they try to put sort of different routes that you can take and things like that.
And it's PvE, right? You're playing against a computer?
Yep. It's like you're taking on missions. You can do it with other players.
And it's loot based?
Totally. Oh yeah, there's loot.
Is it like armor, guns, and everything, or?
Yep. You get full different mechs. You can buy and build different Warframes, essentially, which are the crazy like suits of ninja armor that you're running around in, because you're called a Tenno, and as a Tenno, you use Warframes to be a badass. And there's tons of different Warframes, and some of which you've got to get a blueprint, and then you've got to get enough materials to build. And so sometimes some of the missions that I had a thing that I had to do, so I had to go out and I did like a mission where I had to break into a facility and steal a bunch of stuff so that I could build what I needed to, stuff like that. Like it's been really cool. I kind of like Destiny comes out next week, and I know, but I kind of had that itch still, and I wanted. I don't know.
I never gave it a fair shake on PS4 because other shit came out. It's funny. I'm looking at the wiki or Google entry for this. Digital Extremes is a Canadian computer and video game development studio founded in 1993 by James. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Okay.
Best known for its co-creation of Epic Games, highly successful Unreal series of games. Digital Extremes is headquartered in London, Ontario.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep. So no, they've definitely done a better job of bringing the systems to you. But there's definitely still a ton of you get into your ship and there's a marketplace and there's a codex and there's this and there's that, and I'm like, whoa. So I'm just kind of trying to take it slow. So far the levels have been fun. There have been a mix of sneaking, and sometimes the alarm will go off, so you can kill everybody and then you can shut the alarm off, which then kind of makes everything go back to normal again. There's a hacking system involved, so when you run up to a door or something that you can't open, you can try and hack, and there's like these different mini games that you can do to sort of hack and things like that, which is kind of neat. They've really done an interesting job with a lot of that stuff, and I think it's really neat. And like I said, the traversal aspect is fantastic. You feel like a total badass running around. You can run along the walls. It's cool. It's really neat. It's strangely a game that I haven't put a ton of time into, but it's a game that has kind of been on my mind a lot since I started playing it, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's always been.
And I'm super curious. Somebody
Warframe.
said,
I remember it was cool when I played it back, but
yeah,
I just never went back.
I know, and like I said, I kind of wanted that Destiny itch scratched, and I don't know, I figured I'd try it. Somebody had said it's like Destiny but with space ninjas, and so far what I've played, it totally holds up to that amalgamation. So, yeah, I don't know.
And it's free.
Exactly. I figured, what the heck, right?
I guess you can buy loot boxes in it.
I don't know if you can actually buy loot boxes.
No, I'm making fun. I'm sure it's something different.
There is a marketplace.
Obviously, there's got to be some.
I didn't even know this until after I downloaded it and started playing it again. If you are a Amazon Prime member, and there was actually Twitch, or currently there is Twitch Prime loot that you can get for in-game. So I got like a whole nother Warframe.
Well, and I guess it's on Steam now. It wasn't on Steam before, so that's a big factor in maybe it.
Yeah, I downloaded it on Steam. That's actually I saw the thing on Steam, and I was like, sure, I'll download that.
So many goddamn games.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say I want to try it, but I'll never get around to it.
No, you probably won't.
Where did this Hat in Time come from?
That came from the PR company that sent it to me to take a look at.
Nice. So disclosure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's being made by, or it's being published.
On Steam. What?
It's being published by Humble Bundle.
Yeah, we'll talk about them in a bit.
The game is like a whole. How would I explain it? It's like a cross between Jak and Daxter and Super Mario Sunshine. How's that? With like a little bit of the original Banjo-Kazooie sort of thrown in for good measure.
A Hat in Time is a cute as heck 3D platformer featuring a little girl who stitches hats for wicked powers, freely explore giant worlds, and recover timepieces to travel to new heights.
So let me set this up for you.
It looks kind of cool.
You're flying through time in your cool time ship, and you've got fuel to get you home, and you're like 2 light years away or whatever it is from home. And then a pirate / mafia guy knocks on your window and says, hey, you're outside of Mafia Land, and you have to pay us because nobody can drive by and not pay the Mafia even if they're in space. And she closes the door essentially on him, and then they punch a hole in your spaceship, and all of your fuel, which is in these little hourglasses, gets sucked out the window and ends up in these different planets close by. So then you have to go down and you got to collect all your pieces so that you can go back home again. And that's kind of the setup for this game. So it's like, it is a 3D platformer. You're collecting shards, you're collecting pieces. There's a ton of like different collecting aspects to it. It's like light, it's funky, it's it's a great platformer. It is really, really good.
It looks cool from the trailer. I was just watching the trailer on Steam.
You play as this little girl, and you get yarn, and you craft hats that give you abilities. So, like, I've crafted a couple of hats now. One of them gives me the ability to throw potions that explode, and another one has an ability to run faster, so it's like a speed hat. Those are a couple that I have currently. And then you also can buy different abilities that give you different things and kind of augment different stuff, which is really cool. And it's lighthearted. It's fun. It's got that really bright sort of graphics that you would kind of expect from a platformer like that. Yeah, it's coming out on various platforms. As far as I'm aware, it's coming out on PS4 as well as PC, and I believe Xbox One as well. I'm playing the PC version. Probably this weekend, actually. I might actually stream a bit of that. I was hoping to stream some last weekend, but it just didn't really work out. So hopefully this weekend I'll get a chance to stream some more of that. And it's very similar idea where you have to have a certain amount of the time pieces or hourglasses, and they unlock different areas of your spaceship, which then you can use to go to different planets and collect more. So it's like I said, it's like, and it's got sort of, you remember the Super Mario Sunshine where they had those mini games where they had the big worlds and then you'd end up inside, I think it's like inside the stars.
Yeah.
And there was almost like those mini like platforming sections inside the stars, and then you got in that game you'd get a shine. They have little sections like that in this game where if you find one, you do it, and then you get a piece of your time hourglass back as well. So there's like little sections like that. Each time you go back to an area, it's set up very similar to like a Super Mario game or a Super Mario 64 where you can go back to the world multiple times. But
you're playing this with a controller?
Yeah, I've been playing it with just my Xbox One controller on my PC.
I was going to say, because there's like air dashing, looks like some pretty intricate movement, grappling hook.
Oh yeah, no, it's fun, man. Like,
it's like a neat little game.
I saw it when it got announced, and I thought, man, that looks like it really might scratch that Banjo-Kazooie Super Mario 64 type itch that I've been kind of having for a while.
It's $32.99 Canadian on Steam, so like $5 American. No, probably $29, I would guess.
But yeah, I've been really liking it. It's been a really good time. The one thing I will say, and I hit a bump where I went to play the last act in a world, and it told me that I don't have the item required, but they didn't tell me what that item was, and that's a little bit frustrating. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I'm hoping to play some more this weekend. I'll probably throw it up on the stream and get that on there so you guys can check that out if you want with me as well. So, but I'm having
that looks neat.
A lot of fun with it. So,
did you played Elder Scrolls Online, right?
Yeah, I have an ESO account.
You talked about it a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking at it. They're giving away Elder Scrolls as the early unlock on Humble Monthly. You were talking about Humble, so I went and checked out their website.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
I asked for it.
That's okay.
It came in my email, and I
with that
I reached out to them, and they reached back out to me, which was awesome.
They gave you the reach around.
Yeah.
Best game ever. With that being said, I guess we can get into the news.
What do you got?
So
lay it on me.
Obviously we were talking about loot boxes last week a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
UK lawmaker is getting involved in the loot box controversy. So with all the hullabaloo, with all this loot box BS, started raising questions around the world about are they violating gambling? Are loot boxes gambling? And the simple black and white answer for most people is no, because you always are getting something. Gambling, you can lose and get nothing, but there's no losing in a loot box. You're always getting something. Now, you might not get what you want, which sucks balls, and you get upset and you feel like you wasted money, but you do always get something.
Right.
So that's where gambling's a little different, in that gambling is chance. You're putting up money and you're not,
and you might not get anything.
Yeah. So I guess that's the simple black and white. Anyway, in the UK, basically a petition was headed up, and someone reached out to an MP there and was like, hey man, you guys need to look into this shit. Here's a petition. I think there are 12 or 15,000 strong signatures on it. And it's, what is this? Parliament hasn't actually looked at it, but like the first level were like, no, get out of here. Like they're not, their answer was like, no, it's not.
Right.
But that isn't like the legislative answer. Like they're still waiting. There's going to be more on this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty interesting. I guess it raises the question of, do we want the government to get involved? Is this just all blown out of proportion? Or fuck, move on. Just don't be an idiot and don't buy loot crates. I kind of said some shit last week of how I felt. Like, how I felt the systems should be. Like, what you should get. Like, in that it should only be cosmetic.
Yeah.
And so forth. It shouldn't affect, power or, like, skills or, facets of the game. I'm not a huge fan. I don't spend money on them. I never have. Like Overwatch, I avoided it. Like Destiny 2, I didn't buy a single one of the bright engrams. I have very good willpower, but some people don't, and they get suckered in, and you could eventually end up wasting a lot of money. So I guess I don't know if we need the government to get in and get their stinky nose in there. Maybe we do. I don't know how bad the problem is, because I haven't actually met someone with, per se, a loot box addiction that has ruined their life. But, it probably exists. I've heard of people have like stolen money from work and wasted money on mobile games, per se, though those aren't loot boxes. You're wasting money for power-ups or the ability to play these games. And there's been people who've been on the news for stealing like hundreds of thousands of dollars from employers, ruining their lives because they've gotten sucked into similar systems. Not exactly loot boxes, but it's not far off. That's where the loot fucking box comes from, is the inspiration from micro DLC transactions from mobile games, right?
Yep.
What I think there should be a display of the odds. I think going forward, there should be clear, absolute odds. Should be a no-brainer. They should have to disclose that. You shouldn't have to have a group using Think Tank and buying like 50 or 100 and then doing like probability math and all that kinds of bullshit and figure it out themselves. The game should fucking tell you, for one.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up. To hold them accountable.
I completely agree with that.
And then I think the next thing they should do, they should also show how much money you've spent on them. Because PSN bucks and Microsoft Space bucks, and I think they're all real currency now. It doesn't feel real when you waste in-game silver or gold or, rupees or whatever the fuck. I'm just making shit up now. It doesn't feel like you're spending money, but really, you're spending real money.
And some of that stuff is surprisingly expensive. Like,
yeah, and you don't really think about it. Like, you do it here and there.
I play a stupid clicker game on my phone from time, like, all the time, let's be honest. Anyways,
yeah, you were playing it at PAX. It was hilarious.
Yeah, so the other day, I can honestly say I've spent zero money on that game. None at all. But the other day, I was curious, with all of this loot boxing and everything else that was going on, I was like, oh man, there was a loot box essentially in the game that was on special. It was like, ooh, this is our special 2.0 announcement / release / box that you can buy, and it's guaranteed to have this and this and this and this and this. And it was, I can't remember, I think it was 4,800 gems or whatever. And I was like, wow, that seems like that seems like a lot of stuff. Like, man, maybe I'll get in on this. Like, I've been playing this game for a long time. I haven't given them any money. Like, maybe I'll pick one of these up. And so then I was like, okay, well, I wonder how much 4,800 rubies or whatever gems in game are. That's like $50.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I clicked on the thing and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Of course, you have to buy the gems in the allotments that they want you to buy them in first. And I believe there was a 5,000 gem bundle, and it was $50.
That's crazy.
And I was like, that is insane.
At the end of the day, it is all invisible, useless shit.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about it, or your entitlement to it, or you want it, or you need it for the game, if you can separate that it is something invisible that does nothing for you in real life, you can really help yourself and not buy this shit. Because you don't need it. Nobody sees that cool piece of armor except for maybe a handful of friends. And guess what? That armor you spent $20 on, it doesn't change your status in life. It doesn't make you money. It doesn't do anything for you or your quality of life. It's like literally you may as well just take the $20 and set it on fire.
Yeah.
I guess if you love the game, that being said, okay, I bought this special character. I did it once as here's a tip to the guys who made the game. An extra $20 or $30 because I played the game for hundreds of hours and I don't feel bad doing that. If you've got the self-control and you can do it like that, then that's cool. It's cool that there's another avenue for you to support the devs you love and the games you love. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but the problem
that's
there needs
the way
to be
I look at it.
Yeah,
if I've spent hundreds of hours playing a free-to-play game, and that's a way that I can throw them some money because, hey, like, I've enjoyed this for hundreds of hours at this point. Sure, I'm glad to give you some money.
I'll give you
But
an
if
example.
you're going to do that, make it useful at the same time.
Like, my example of where I really learned that DLC and all this stuff is just shit waste of money is literally Destiny 1.
Right.
I played the game for 700 hours. I probably spent $40 or $50 on, the Halloween and Christmas event stuff. And they had loot boxes and special armor sets and special sparrows and special ships and all this stuff. And it's like some really awesome crap that I was like, yeah, I got the awesome thing and I got this and that. Well, guess what? None of it carries over to Destiny 2. So it's all invisible shit sitting on a hard drive that no one will see. And then eventually when the game goes off, it doesn't exist anymore. Because Destiny 1 ain't going to be running forever. They're going to shut those servers down one day. So it's literally worthless.
Yeah.
Anyway. This is interesting. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Because there's just been so much noise on this issue in the last week or two. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think we need the government to come save us. I think if the studios get their act together or the publishers or devs freaking do some of this stuff, they might save themselves from really having to change things big time.
Mm-hmm. At
the end of the day, just they're there. If you want to use it as a tip system to reward the companies and devs you like, that's fine. But I don't like. I feel there's people out there that have bad self-control and have probably it's really crazy to think this, but there's probably people out there who've played like say FIFA or Madden, and those don't have loot systems, but they've got the card packs. Yep. And to make the ultimate team to be competitive online, you got to buy these cards, and some of these things you end up spending hundreds of dollars. I bet you there's people out there who've probably been short on their rent, or other bad shit has happened because they can't control themselves. It's not gambling, but it's gambling.
Yeah.
They just skirt it and that you get something every time. But, getting 5 common dupes that you already have is like getting fucking nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and
anyway.
it's super frustrating.
Yeah, we'll see. This is a developing story.
Yeah, I mean, the flip side of that is I think people freak out about loot boxes.
And rightfully so. And some of these people might not even have an example as to why they're so butthurt, because you can absolutely ignore them.
Yeah.
But for the people who can't, I feel like there should be some changes.
Yeah. No.
We're lucky enough that I don't have the problem. But like I said, I bet you there are people who do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we don't need them in every fucking game.
Yeah, well, that's
fuck off already.
Ultimately, the real problem here, I guess.
And are you fucking your game's late game content because of these goddamn things?
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. So another story here that the internet blew up about last week. IGN bought Humble Bundle, and
It's
everyone was
thing.
like, "What? Why?" Because why not? The company that makes money, and then a big other company that makes money wants to buy said company to make more money. It's capitalism, the society we live in. I don't have much to say about this because, everyone's, big bad IGN. Oh, how can they do this? They review games and now they own a game maker and this and that. No, I'm not worried about that. They're going to disclose that relationship. Are they going to fuck it up?
They've already shown, if you actually go look at the A Hat in Time review
Hat in Time. There's a disclosure
on IGN, they actually did put a disclosure at the beginning of that says something along the lines of, we recently purchased Humble Bundle, who happens to be the person who published this game.
Which now happens to be us because we own them, so we're the publisher.
Yeah. I think that it definitely has the potential to be kind of messy. I think that if they're very transparent, and I think if they're very good about that, then I don't see it being a problem.
To me, that's not even the issue here. Like, that's just people, the whole money hat bullshit, Xbot, PSN fanboy, Nintendo fanboy, that kind of bullshit. I will tell you this. I know people who work at some of the biggest establishments. We've made relationships. No one gets paid for reviews. Mock reviewers get paid for reviews. Their reviews aren't published anywhere. They are brought in to review a game for a dev and a publisher, and that's internal for them to project what type of reviews they're going to get when the game releases. That's to help them make changes before the game comes out, stuff
or
like that.
At least
that's
that they have an idea of like what to expect. So that they're not all going into it thinking like, oh man, this game is going to be 8s and 10s, it's going to be awesome.
And those are mock reviews, and those are like, those are ex-media and skilled people who are like getting paid to truly give an honest opinion, right? Yeah. They don't want to give a game they're not getting paid to give a game a 10. They're paid to give a game what they think it's going to get when it comes out based on the quality of the game. And it's a lot of reviewers have done that on the side, but that's different. But any outlets like IGN and all this stuff, yeah, okay, you're getting paid as an employee. But company A, Bethesda doesn't go to anyone and go, give our game a 10, here's, $50,000, a little, giving them a fucking folded envelope. That doesn't happen. Now,
I think there was a time, I think that this, like I said, it has the potential to be messy. It has the potential
the potential when people let their minds run wild. But the thing is like, that just doesn't happen. They're different companies, and we know people from IGN, not so much now, because most of the people we do know left, and they're all on the up and up, legit people. They're not doing anything nefarious, and I imagine the companies still run the same way.
Yeah.
The only issue I see in this is that they're going to change Humble. I'm not worried about them reviewing game. That's not going to happen. People can think that's going to happen. That's not going to happen. The only people that do that bullshit are influencers. Like, to be honest, they're not held up to journalistic standards. They take money to make videos for games. They're paid mouthpieces. Those are the ones that you can trust less than any big website that actually just reviews games and doesn't concentrate on brands and personalities. But no one seems to raise a stink about, PewDiePie made a video about this game because he got $50,000. Oh, and hey, he really likes it and he's having lots of fun. That's, but no one raises a stink about that. But if, God forbid, IGN gave a game a 10, they might have a relation. They know somebody that works there. Oh, it's a money hat. They're crooked, right?
Yeah.
That's the ridiculousness of this whole situation. I don't give a shit about that stuff. What I care about is I just hope they don't fuck up Humble, because Humble has been great. I've said on the show a million times, their bundles are usually great. I love the Humble Monthly. You always get awesome shit for $12 a month. I just got the new... I already played the new Tomb Raider on Xbox because they sent it to me. What, did it come out a year ago? 2 years ago they sent it to me? Mm-hmm. But I just got on PC for $12 plus 6 other games and good games.
Right.
And Humble has had great lineups, and they raise a lot of money for charity. I just hope the only thing that I could see is maybe they fuck some shit up, and then maybe the quality of titles go down. If anything, though, now because of this powerful relationship, I'm hoping that we're going to see even better games.
Yeah, it's possible.
I don't give a shit about the review side of stuff. I just hope the quality of the games goes up and that they don't screw it up or shut it down. So yeah. I didn't feel like the internet was off base and getting all upset about IGN buying them.
Like I said, I think
internet being internet,
the potential to be an issue. I think that they've done a good job of already coming out and showing what type of company they're going to be in regards to that, which makes me not overly concerned about it, which I'm agreeing with you in this regard, where I'm more worried about them messing Humble up than the other way around.
Yeah.
So, but time will tell. So
yeah, absolutely. And again, people jumping the gun. Good news. Cuphead sold over 1 million copies
in 2 weeks. That's 1 million copies a week.
1 million copies. You said 2 million and anyway, whatever. Yeah, it's doing well.
It's doing very well.
That's awesome. That's great. Those guys have slaved really hard on that game, and that game's freaking awesome. I did play more. I didn't talk about it this week, but I have played more. I'm on the second island. Man, that game's got so much style. Cool ass music. It's a cool game.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for them.
I want to download it and I want to play it, but I don't know if it's a game for me. And I'm really on the fence. I don't think it's a game for you either, but maybe I'm sure it'll be on sale eventually. Yeah.
Doom got a release date on Switch, November 10th.
Well, if you want to play Doom on the go, there you go.
Will I play Doom on Switch? Probably not. We both played it on PC last year, and it was one of our favorite games from last year. So
I don't know if I want to play it again on the Switch. I'd probably play it again. That's a game, in my opinion, that needs to be played on a PC with all the graphics cranked up. That game is such an amazing fucking benchmark. Look at how awesome my PC is and how awesome this runs. Yeah, and how good it looks. Yeah. So yeah, not much more to say that. We got a release date. Mm. PlayStation announced a couple Battlefront 2 PlayStation 4 bundles. They're fucking terrible. Well, one of them's terrible. Oh yeah. Dude, that limited edition one I think is sexy as hell. What? I like it a lot. So low rent. I could have done that. Cool, man. I could have done that in Microsoft Paint. I think it's sweet. I think it could. The limited edition one is cool. The regular one there's nothing to it. It's just the game. It's a slim with Battlefront. Yeah. But the Pro, I think it's lame. The controller's lame. Man. Wow. I like it. I think you're the only one. I like it. I think it's cool. Is it as cool as a white one? No, but I think it's cool. As cool as the one with the fucking Darth Vader on it? No. Is it as cool as the R2-D2 360? No. Hell no. They could have done better. I
I would hunt for the Destiny 2 white PS4 Pro over this one.
So would I. I'm not saying I still think it's cool though. If I couldn't find the white Destiny 2 one and I was going to buy one and it happened to be there, heck yeah.
I don't think you could even find the white Destiny 2 one if you wanted.
You're probably right.
I wonder if you could. I'm going to look. I'm searching. Destiny
I haven't been
2.
in a Best Buy in a long time. There's a possibility. Maybe
I don't think
could.
I've
I don't
ever
know.
seen it in the store.
You're probably right. I feel like that was just looks so good though. Oh.
Oh no, it's available online. PlayStation 4, 1 terabyte, Destiny 2, Glacier White. Yeah, I'd rather just go with the white system.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
Where are we? Speaking of EA and Star Wars, EA has shut down Visceral Games, most famous for the Dead Space series. They've done a lot other stuff. Battlefield Hardline as well. I really like Dead Space 1 and 2.
Didn't like 3 very much?
I never even played 3.
Oh.
For whatever reason, I just skipped it.
You're part of the problem.
Yeah, it's my fault. So these guys were working on the unannounced
Star Wars game with Amy Hennig.
With Amy Hennig apparently, and that they're doing a major pivot on the direction of the game. Another studio, actually, is it
Sounds
EA
like
Vancouver?
Yeah, it sounds like there's more than one studio, though. It sounds like they're pivoting to a bunch of different studios.
There's a lot of rumors about what's going on in that people were... I don't know. I think it's too early to tell. The shitty news is Visceral is a good studio. They made some good games. And I think they're the unfortunate victim in EA wanting to make their version of Destiny. Because that's the rumor right now, is that they want to make a Star Wars game. You know, that...
Aren't they making Anthem?
I guess so, yeah, they are. And that's, I don't understand.
I mean, to be fair, this isn't, I don't know, because
this is fresh. The Band-Aid just got ripped off.
Yeah, here's the other thing you got to remind yourself of as well. This game was slated to come out in 2019. Fiscal, fourth quarter 2019, something like that. So that's another 2+ years away. This game got announced several years ago already. So we're looking at close to 4 or 5 years from when this game was announced to when it was supposed to be coming out. And I don't know how much money got spent already, but I wonder if it's got more to do with the fact that somebody along the lines went, wait a minute, we're spending how much money on a single player, essentially one and done, Uncharted style Star Wars game that people are going to play once, maybe twice, and then they're going to set it aside and trade it again. And I think that they looked at the value proposition, and I don't know if it was there after they realized how much money it was going to end up costing them to take it all the way to fruition. And with games as a service becoming more and more of a thing and less people playing through great single-player experiences, I wonder if that had more to do with it than anything. And they just went look at several of the other games recently that they've tried to do a great single-player game that has really fallen flat. Obviously, Andromeda being the most recent one. Mass Effect Andromeda did not do well from what I understand. And it was this big...
Yeah, maybe that was... plays part into it.
Mix that with...
But this is a Star Wars game.
Yeah, but also mix that with some other stuff. Like, for example, I know the new Battlefront 2 is going to have a single-player campaign. I know the last Battlefront game didn't have one. And from what I understand, it did fine, but I don't believe that it blew any sales doors off for them. Obviously... Mirror's Edge, the last one that people were really talking about, and everybody talked I really want this new Mirror's Edge game, and then of course they made it and they released it, and nobody really bought it.
Yeah, it was thud.
And I just wonder if this type of thing has happened for them recently, and they're just going wait a minute, what are we doing? We're making this single player thing and it's going to end up costing us $100 million. Are we going to be able to sell enough of this thing to get back our $100 million? And I don't know if that answer would be yes. And I think that had probably more to do with that pivot than anything. Games aren't cheap. And especially EA, like, let's be honest, they're in
Star
a weird
Wars isn't
spot.
A cheap license either, right?
No, and they're in a weird spot. Like, I feel like EA Sports, they know their shit. They're making good sports games. That part of their business they've got figured out. But I feel like EA, the rest of the company, they're all over the place. They're building Frostbite and they're doing stuff there, and like Andromeda fell flat. That was supposed to be a huge game for them. The Battlefront did fine, but not huge. They got this.
Battlefront did fucking huge.
It did really well. You got to remember though, I don't know if it did what they were hoping it was going to do.
No, but it did huge. That game sold, like, I think close to 20 million, if not more. So it did just fine.
Here's the other question. I don't know, like, I personally, after playing the beta for Battlefront 2, it went from like, oh, hell yeah, to I'm going to hold off.
I want that game strictly for the campaign. I already talked about it. I don't like Battlefield multiplayer.
And that's fine.
I don't like the scale. I don't like the way it controls. For whatever reason, I just don't get better at that game. Yeah. Every other shooter, like, I can wreck fucking shop in Destiny. Like, I can get 27 kills, be top of the team, and feel fucking badass and go, like, on kill streaks. Fucking Battlefield, and not since Battlefield 2 have I been able to be good at those games. I just feel like I walk in, get around the corner, dead. Walk in, get around the corner, dead. And it's like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, I don't disagree. One thing that I will also say, though, is I feel like we've got our head fairly deep into the video game bubble, if you will. And I'm hearing no chatter about people that are super excited for this new Battlefront. I see EA putting a lot of money into marketing, but as far as actual people, like, that beta went on, and I didn't see a ton of people on my Twitter feed.
It was quite different than, like, say, when the Titanfall 2 beta, everyone was like, oh, fuck, we gotta get in Titanfall 2 beta, or
and not only that, everybody afterwards were like,
Destiny
holy
beta.
shit, this game is insane, I want to play more of it. This Battlefront 2 beta ended, and I feel like a lot of people had the same feeling that I did from it, and they went, maybe I'll wait and see on this. Because, like, let's be honest, like, EA's got to be tracking the shit out of that stuff.
No,
like,
of course
they have to know, okay, wait a minute, maybe this is trending not the way we thought it was going to. Maybe we got to kind of hedge our bets right now and reel in this thing that was going to cost us a ton of money, and maybe put that into something that we think is better spent, right?
The language they use, pivot the title. Mm-hmm. They're clearly going to be using assets engine, so it's not a lost cause at this point, but it's going to be something different than what was originally going to come out. It sucks that Visceral is paying the price for it, though. That's really shitty.
I agree.
But who knows? There could have been development milestones missed. There could have been development issues or other problems that made this come around. So there's stuff that we will never know. It just sucks because they made some cool games. You know, I really like Dead Space 2 was one of my favorite games from them. Yeah, I really enjoyed that game.
Fair enough.
We will, I guess in 2 or 3 years we'll find out what the fuck happened.
Yeah,
or at least see what the end result is in terms of a game that they release.
Yeah, for sure.
That is where this.
And I'm sure that we'll get stories later about, this game looks so different than the one that we were building, or,
Yeah. There's a new Nintendo Switch firmware. Was it firmware or system software? 4.0 came out today.
Ooh.
You can actually transfer your saves now.
Oh my god!
To another Switch. Oh, it's crazy. And you can even do video clips.
What?
Yeah. It looks like first-party Nintendo games at the moment, like Zelda, Mario Kart, ARMS, and Splatoon 2. That seems kind of fun. You can upload them to Twitter and this and that. There's new profile pictures. Pretty big update. I think the save transfer, though, is pretty major for a lot of people, especially like if you have one Switch and your girlfriend's ID or your ID's on one and say you want to buy a new special edition. There was no, you could put your account on the other system, re-download everything, but you couldn't move your saves over.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were just fucked. Like your save file from Zelda was stuck on the other system, and there's nothing you can do.
I want to point out as well, once the process is complete, the user information, the associated save data, and the software purchased with the user account that is transferred will no longer be available on the source console.
Yeah,
but that means
obvious.
that stuff is all available on the new console, which is where because up until what sounded like up until this, if you bought a game digitally and you got a new Switch, good for you. There was no way to transfer that game to a new Switch.
Yeah, not without putting your account on the new Switch and downloading it again.
I don't even know if you were able to necessarily do that.
I'm pretty sure you could do it. It was just not a simple process. And the big issue with that is no saves carried over.
Exactly. So now at least
if your system got stolen or broken, you could put your account on a new system and download your games. It is just not a convenient. It wasn't a good system. Now this is more in line with everyone else, right?
Yeah, this is at least makes me, if I did want to purchase something off the store, this makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, and for me, it's like a huge thing because, I'm a sucker for special editions. There's going to be a special edition Switch one day that's some crazy color, Fire Emblem branded or some bullshit, and I'm all digital. And I'm going to want to move my shit over like I've done with like 3 or 4 3DS systems. Right?
You mean that sweet Super Mario Odyssey one with the red
Nah, that's just
Joy-Cons?
Controllers. I was hoping there'd be more to that, but it's just red controllers.
You think they're going to release those controllers, red ones, separately?
Probably. Yeah, this next story, PlayStation 4 mini controller, is just, I think this was announced a while ago. Is it actually available now?
I can honestly say I didn't see anything about this until this story dropped.
I've seen this controller. I saw this story. I saw a picture of this controller. This controller was not a surprise to me. So this holiday, there's no date. It's a wired, smaller controller marketed at kids, I think.
Yeah, it's designed for people with smaller hands that maybe have a hard time with the big controller. It's 40% smaller than the DualShock 4. It's more flat, it's much cheaper. It's not wireless. It does have a wire, which is kind of funny if you were putting this towards kids. But I guess at the same time, if they break it, it's got a 10-foot cable. Apparently it's been officially licensed, but it's being made by Hori, so yeah, it was kind of interesting. I mean, it's a neat idea. It looks kind of weird. I don't know how comfortable it looks, but
well, the battery ain't gonna die in it.
Yeah.
I got a new PS4 DualShock last week. They were on sale on Best Buy up here. I got one of the crystal red ones.
Thanks for telling me, fucker.
Oh, I didn't know you needed a controller. You don't check your flyer. You don't check your flyers every week, you fucker.
Fuck no.
Oh well, then that's your fault. Well, I got one for $50. I got one for $50.
Oh, 49?
Yeah.
Oh, they're always 49 at Costco.
No. Yeah, but I don't know about that. I don't go to Costco, but there's $75 everywhere.
Yeah.
Regular price.
They're 59 at Costco here. So yeah, little tip if you're needing one in Canada and they're not on sale anywhere else.
Which would be like the boring black or some. They don't get the crazy ones. I don't think.
No, they had red. Last time I was there, they had like red, black.
Well, there's red and blue, yeah.
And I think white.
I think the crystal ones are exclusive because Walmart got the crystal blue, Best Buy got the red, and I think EB has the clear.
No.
These are the new ones. I don't think they really realized that this controller was coming out when the sale was on, because I'm pretty sure they probably weren't when they figured it out. They're like, ah, shit, you fuckers, those ones are brand new. Those aren't supposed to go on sale.
Yeah,
but I got one, and it's cool because red's my favorite color.
Yeah, I have a red controller, not the crystal see-through one.
That's pretty cool.
But my wife's got the red one. She likes it a lot. Speaking of, she recently restarted her Stardew Valley save.
Nice.
Time to go to the Joja Mart.
She's going the other way to get the final trophies.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yep. So.
I guess with that's the news. I had something in free for all, but I feel like we're getting a little long. You didn't play with it. We do have a question.
We might have to wait to answer it till next week, though.
No, I played with it.
Fine.
You can tell your impression next week. To be honest, I just played with it for a few minutes, but wow, is it ever different? Brian off of Twitter asked us what we thought about the new Xbox fall update. Basically, Xbox One has an entirely different dashboard. What I do like, it's fast. It's very snappy compared to what felt like lagginess on the old dash, which really fucking annoyed me. When I hit a button or direction left and right, the menus move instantly. I don't feel that shitty lag and unresponsiveness I felt like the old dash had.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. It's still a very different layout. It looks cool. They put like whatever game you played last is front and center. You navigate up and down, and it goes through games that you add to your home screen. Essentially, they still have like the pins. If you like navigate all the way to the bottom of that menu, you'll have pins for all the stuff you pin there.
Right.
They got mixer integration right dead center, which this is the things I don't like. I don't want to fucking see mixer. I don't want to see community features. I don't want to see any of that shit. Bury that shit. I want my fucking games, and that's it. I want my system settings, and I want like the stuff I'm going to use. All this other like bullshit, you just bury
Superfluous.
it. For all I care, you can just bury it. So like, it's your games, then mixer, and then the entertainment, which I like their entertainment layout. I like the way that is, and it's very fast. It's way faster than the Sony. Like I'm gonna say, the PSN store sucks. It's slow. I feel like very bloated and very noisy design. The entertainment design on this new update, like this is where the movies are, and it mixes in like Netflix content. So if you had Netflix, like you'd be launching right into your Netflix account and watching, and then they have the on demand, the Xbox store, or whatever the fuck they call their on demand. They've got the movies you can purchase all there, but it looks really nice. I like that. I do like the tile design. And like I said, it's super responsive. Compared to PSN slow as molasses, clunky, and feels like a piece of shit. But I never go to PSN. So
I always do all of my purchasing on their online store from my computer.
That doesn't bother me, but it shows me Microsoft's interface for that stuff is so much better.
Well,
for buying movies and games. It looks nicer and it's faster. But that's, whatever. Oranges and apples. I'm never in there. I'm just playing games. That's why I like the PSN or the PlayStation. There's my games. The last game I played, the most recent games I played, they're all right there. I just click left and right a couple times and boom, I'm right in my game. No other bullshit.
Sweet.
I don't know.
Good news, man.
The community stuff, I guess, is cool. I'm an old man. I don't give a shit about influencers and streamers. It just seems like every facet of that interface is like, you're going through, you're trying to look at your friends, and it's like, here's random, like, I don't know if they're sponsored streams or dev streams or like just random mixer streams. It's like, I don't care about that shit. I don't want to see that shit. I just want to see my friends. I don't give a shit about community and all this other crap. Get it out of here. Go put it somewhere else. You can have it for all I care, but I don't want to see it. Maybe you can change it. Apparently you can customize the appearance, so I could be talking out of my ass right now, which I do every week. That's why
pretty much.
That's what you're listening to me talk out of my ass the last hour and a half. So, but But man, it feels nice. It's nice and fast. I will say it's a huge improvement.
Good.
I feel like it's better.
Because it needed one.
Oh yeah, it needed a huge change because it was. When I use a computer and I click on the browser, I expect the browser to load right away. When I click on a button on a remote, I expect a response right away.
Mm-hmm.
But that old dash was like, did I hit right? I hit right again. I doubt whether I did something because of that lagginess. It just felt off.
Yeah.
So it bugged me, right? Anyway, seems like that's completely gone. That's awesome.
Good.
So from that standpoint, it seems like an improvement. The other thing that drives me fucking nuts about Xbox. Sorry, kids. I'm going to drop some more F-bombs. I already dropped 1 million, but here comes some more. There's a fucking ad right on the fucking homepage. Fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck you, Xbox. Why is there a fucking ad on the console that I bought, that I paid for, on the dashboard, front and center? Like, fuck
taking
off
up
with
valuable
that.
space.
Fuck off with that shit. I would rather there just be empty space. You gonna give me a fucking discount on my Xbox Live? Oh wait, you don't give me a fucking discount, but here's a fucking ad on my $400, $500 console, $600 console when the Xbox One X comes out. That's like putting fucking ads in my games. Mm-hmm. Right on my Windows desktop. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is not part of this update. They've been having ads on the last dash and the dash before that. It's just fuck off with the ads. Like, seriously, I don't think they have any right, and I don't understand their justification for it at all, because I'm in my console that I bought. I don't feel like there should be ads on the dashboard. If you're going to put ads in that shit, man, you give me a fucking free Xbox Live or a discount or give me free games, and then you can fucking put ads up my fucking ass, and I could give a shit less. But there's nothing in it for me. There's just money for them, and I get nothing. And it's not necessarily annoying, like ruining my experience, but it's annoying me. Like, why am I fucking seeing that?
Hey, that's because
you
said okay to the license deal shit at the beginning, and that's why.
I didn't read the terms of service. I should have declined. Said no. Anyway, seems like a very nice wanted update. On that, I don't know. It may have soured me on keeping my Xbox One X pre-order. Like $600 to see that shit. I did pre-order Assassin's Creed on Xbox One because I was figuring, or on Xbox, because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play this game on Xbox One so I have something to play on it.
Right. Plus, you're going to play it on your Xbox One X, which...
that's what I mean, yeah. I don't. If I get it, I don't think I'm even going to play it on my Xbox. I think I'm strictly going to wait for the X. But I don't know.
You're going to wait a month for the Xbox One X to come out and then play it?
No, it's only another week. It's November 7th.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So it'd only be a week. So I'd be missing out ground floor. But
I don't know, man. The FOMO gets
I don't know.
pretty real
Best Buy in Canada had a promo code if you're a reward zone member. Mm-hmm. Assassin's Creed Origins $20 off, so that's $59. So that's a pretty good deal. So I pre-ordered it there because for whatever reason I didn't get it on that $50 deal from Amazon. But
fair enough.
I don't know, the ad really pissed me off. Now I remember how mad I am. Makes me kind of not want the fucking Xbox One X. I'm paying fucking almost $700 for a fucking console.
Wow. All right.
I don't know. I gotta question my life.
Question your life choices?
My decisions. Yeah, seriously. So yeah, Brian, we like it. I like it. I'm pretty sure Dane will like it too.
I'll have some thoughts on it next week. I'll turn my Xbox on.
It was like a 3.5 gig download, so it took a while to download that. But I did, as soon as I got home from work, I'm like, bloop, turn that shit on.
Yeah, I'll set it on maybe for tonight so I can download and install it tomorrow.
With that, Dane?
Yeah.
I'm going to say we have an episode.
What?
Yeah.
A whole episode.
You can follow me on Twitter at RickF, no K, RICF.
Come hang out with me on Twitter at Dane Cody at DAYNECODY.
Make sure to like us on Facebook, Geekoholics. Follow us on Twitter, Geekoholics. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Geekoholics. And most importantly, leave a review for us on your podcasting app of choice if possible. I know iTunes is the number one for reviews. I don't know about every other podcast app out there where they let you do reviews or not. I actually got a new phone. Not a new phone, the same phone, because my other phone was acting up. So I just got another S7. I think my radio died because text messages weren't going through, or a portion of it died.
Interesting.
So I got a replacement, and It's been great.
Awesome.
Why would I talk about? Oh, I switched over from Beyond Pod to Pocket Cast, which is the highest ranked, most popular paid for podcasting app on Android.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a decent app. It's all foreign to me because I just started using it and I was so familiar with Beyond Pod because I've literally used it for 4 or 5 years.
Right.
So I like it, but I feel like I'm in a foreign country and I don't know what I'm doing. So it's got a little weirdness to it, and that's just because I never used it before. Anyway,
fair enough.
Attention. Until next week, people. I'm gonna say we're out.
I gotta go play some more Battlechasers.
I gotta go play some Shadow 4 and kill some orcs. Peace.